Hi, I'm Iska, and I'm a little camera shy, but I like to draw, so hopefully I can tell you about my book Seventh Night through my voice and pictures that I've drawn over the years while working on this project. I've been working on Seventh Night off and on for nearly 20 years now. It really needs to get off my computer and out into the world. Seventh Night is a romantic comic action adventure fantasy. I really wanted to create a story that was smart enough for adults, but clean enough to share with a family audience. Initially, I drew a lot of inspiration from Star Wars and The Princess Bride, but I've tried to shape the story into something that's truly unique. I finished revising the novel last year. I've got half a dozen people to beta test it. I took their feedback and fine-tuned the novel. I ended up adding a couple of chapters which were in my head, but I initially thought might be too slow for an adventure story. But people who read the more complete version seem to really appreciate that the story does have some slower philosophical moments alongside the action-adventure. Originally, I was trying to keep Seventh Night very lighthearted. I wanted it to be positive, a book about friendship, but I think it turned more into a story about love and the difference between saying you love someone and actually loving someone. It's also a story about trying to balance responsibility with desire for freedom. But in the course of that, I tried hard to keep the story fun. There are lots of plot twists. There's magic, there's humor, there are monsters and castles and courtly romance and stolen kisses. It's a storybook for adults, but a clean storybook. There's no foul language, no gratuitous sex or violence. I think it's simple but smart. It's like having real people trapped in these fairy tale scenarios and how befuddling that is. There's a lot of settled interplay and symbolism, so I think it's one of those books that you can follow pretty easily, but you get even more out of it if you reread it. And on to why I need the Kickstarter. The story is done. I very much want to see it come out in hardback as well as ebook. I've done as much as I can by myself, and I know the book will be better if I can get a professional editor and designer to fine-tune it. I found a copy editor who has agreed to work for royalties, but she needs to get paid. The designer will need to get paid. There are expenses like the ISBN and the formatting fees. I've set my goal kind of low because some money is better than no money, and this is the base amount I need to get the book out in hardback form. But I have so many stretch goals. To help promote Seventh Night, I started writing serials that cover the younger years of my main characters. The first one, The Girl with No Name, turned out way better than I expected, so I cleaned it up and released it as an ebook novella. It's gotten several very positive reviews. I've had a really good offer to translate it into Spanish, which would be incredible, so that's one of my stretch goals. Another is to make a good quality audiobook version of Seventh Night. To me, the whole point of writing is to get the characters and other wonderful things in your head out and share them with other people, with readers. So the reward at every level involves getting a book. Because there's no retail markup for these pre-sales, you would actually be getting the hardback or the ebook of Seventh Night for a little less than it will be retail. $25 donation will cover hardback. Shipping is included for the US. It's a little more for international. If you are in the Nashville area, I hope you will consider coming to the Epic Book Release Party. I've been working on this book for nearly 20 years, so I wanted to really go all out with the celebration. There will be a medieval feast and hopefully some weapons demonstration. Medieval and fantasy costuming is encouraged. I've plugged in with a local bookstore, East Side Story, that is dedicated to supporting local authors, and I'm hoping the party will have a bit of a con vibe so I can show off some other local authors and the wonderfully creative things that go on around Nashville. It's such a vibrant place to live and much more than just country music. I love not just writing, but the whole process of putting a book together, and with your help, the Seventh Night hardback can be not just a good book, but a work of art for your bookshelf. So thank you for your donation, and I hope you come to love this story, and particularly these characters, as much as I do.